Hey and well, it's Interstellar. For regular viewers, in this episode we're taking the particle tunnel and we're going to adapt it in the style depicted in Christopher Nolan's Interstellar. For viewers who found me through a Google search, yes, I do have an annoying cartoon in the corner. Hang on 1 second. There we go. I'm taking as a starting point the particle tunnel, so if you haven't got a copy of that comp, go ahead and get it from the link in the description. There's also links to the original tutorials so you can see how it's made. It is the same process whether you're using CC ParticleWorld or Trapcode Particular. Checking the sequence on YouTube, it's moving really fast. So find the multiplier slider, I put on the tunnel null for CC ParticleWorld, and the solid with particular for particular, and crank it up to 8. So now we're flying through a tunnel 8 times longer than the original. Increase your particle birth by about 4. And if you haven't got it already, go to Effect, Distortion, Optics Compensation. Set it to reverse and the amount to 140. And clear off any colour effects. Now, open the particle text pre-comp, and I've got this lovely image of the entire Milky Way in 3K. Delete the noise texture layer and add this instead. Hit S to expose the scale values and uncheck the infinity icon which links the scales. Set X scale to 200% and Y to 60%, so we accentuate the band. When you take a look at the movie, there's never a feeling of being surrounded by the tunnel. Now I want the texture to change, so hit P to expose the position keyframes, and at 0 seconds drag the texture to the right. If you hold shift while doing this, After Effects will lock the dragging onto only one direction. Don't go all the way to the end as it fades to almost black. Then at about 15 frames in, drag the texture to the left, so that the image is sliding across the visible area. Remember, this whole particle tunnel is generated in the comp's first 10 seconds, so we need lots of different textures. Hold Alt and click on the position stopwatch. And in the expressions area type loop out, note the capital O, brackets, quotes, ping pong, comma, 2. And make sure the quotes and brackets are all closed. So now AE will bounce the texture's position back and forth across these two keyframes. And let's add a curves effect. Effect, color correction, curves. Grab the top point and drag it all the way to the top middle. No need to be shy here, let's blast this. And then click on the line in the middle to create a point and drag it over a bit. So we keep the brighter areas extremely bright, but keep the darkness in check. And let's check on the result. Not bad, but a bit dim. I've got Video Copilot's free color vibrance effect. If you don't, it's worth installing from the link in the description, which coincidentally is right next to the like and subscribe buttons. It's like they're just flashing at you. Once you've added vibrance, set the color to white, and crank up the vibrance and brightness values to 2. And that's the tunnel. To make the exterior, there's tutorials out there for doing this in a full 3D program. Basically they use a reflection to create the distortion, but you can get close in AE too. If we look at the wormhole, and watch a video on Kyrgyzstan to explain what we're seeing, basically we need the other side of the wormhole to show up in a sphere with some space distortion around the outside. So we need a variation of my black hole tutorial. First we need the other side. You could go and grab any space picture. You're after one with lots of small clustered detail. Or you could make one using turbulent noise instead. Here's a new comp. I've already added a 2D star field. And add another solid and go to Effect, Noise and Grain, Turbulent Noise. Set it to Turbulent Smooth, contrast all the way up to 430, and the brightness to -65. Set the complexity to 10. And now go to Effect, Generate, 4-color gradient, and set some muted yellows and blues. And then set the effects blending mode to multiply, and set the layers transfer mode to add. so we can see the stars. Now for our space scene. Here's another comp. This time I've already set up a 360 star field and a camera. Create a null object by going to Layer, New, Null Object. Hit enter and name it Wormhole Null, and make it 3D. Drag in our other side comp. And go to Effect, Perspective, CC Sphere. I normally use Orb, but this time the effect looked better with CC Sphere. My very first Makin planets tutorial showed how to use expressions for the X and Y rotations to get them to correspond correctly to the camera. Go ahead and copy these from the description. And add in a second instance of our other side comp. And this time go to Effect, Distort, Bulge, and alt-click on the horizontal radius stopwatch, and in the expressions area type dist equals length brackets, and use the pick whip to link to the wormhole null's position, comma, and pick whip the camera's position, close brackets, semicolon. And then, borrowing from that black hole tutorial, I did measurements which determined a constant of 900,000. I tried using the linear expression here, but it wasn't as accurate. So on a new line, type 900,000 divided by dist. So the wormhole radius will be determined by the wormhole's distance to the camera. Use the pick whip to link the vertical radius to the horizontal one. On bulge center we need another expression. Pick whip the wormhole null layer and add dot thisComp brackets square brackets 0, 0, 0, close all the brackets. This links the 2D effect to the null's 3D coordinates. And set the height to 4. And while we're here, on the CC Sphere effect, go ahead and pick whip the radius to the bulge's radius. Adding in times 0.9, so it's 90% of the size. And link the offset to the bulge's center too. Now we need to cut out the bulge. On the bulge layer, go to Effect, Generate, Circle. And pick whip the radius and center. And set the feather to 50 and the blending mode to stencil alpha. Duplicate the circle effect. Edit the radius expression and set it to times 0.7. And check the invert circle checkbox to create a donut, which lets us see the sphere layer beneath surrounded by spatial distortions. Add VC vibrance, with the same extreme brightness and vibrance settings as before. And finally, go to Layer, New, Adjustment Layer. And select the bulge effect from our pre-comp, hold Ctrl and tap C to copy it, and select the adjustment layer and Ctrl and V to paste it. And now edit the expression on the radius to times it by 2. Drag it below the CC Sphere layer. So the wormhole's distortions are affecting this side as well as the other side. And you're done! I hope you like this variation. There's links in the description for other movie and TV wormholes. If they aren't there yet, then they will be soon. I wonder if there was a way you could be notified when I publish. It's a head scratcher.